Okay, so what are we working on tonight?
So tell them what you have a hard time with. Just
okay. I'm having a hard time with like when they give you like an equation, kind of like x plus x to the third plus this that.
Can you give me an exact problem?
okay. So if you want to minimize this, Winter, so hold on, minimize this,
Okay.
and then go to your CPM website.
1 second.
And actually, if you can go there too, that'd probably be good.
Okay.
I can go there also. If you want to give me your password and login, I can pull it up on my end.
I think it's just so go to cpm.org. Yeah.
Okay, then what?
Then on the side, click on Homework Help.
On the left side? Yeah, I see
The
it.
left side.
Okay.
And then click it's Course Connections, Course 3, Chapter 4.
Okay.
And then I think it's hold on, let's see which problem it is. Okay. It's the, let's see, fourth problem. Fourth, fifth, and sixth problem.
4-5J?
4-4J. And then you can just click on that. And then it'll take a second to load, and then...
Okay. All right.
Okay. Is there a way to have you, like, in half of my screen? Too?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah.
You don't need to be looking at this page on your end anymore. In other words, if you maximize the GoToMeeting page, you'll be seeing my screen and this problem.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? So you can minimize it on your end. You don't even need it up anymore.
Yeah.
Okay? So what they want you to do is evaluate this expression when x equals minus 8. So how are we going to do that?
So, do you, like, rewrite the equation?
You plug in minus 8 for x. That's all you do. That's all you do, and then solve it. So it would be 3 times 2 times minus 8 instead of x plus 1. And now simplify that expression.
Okay, so...
What's the next step?
do you do...
Always work from the inside out. In other words, we have some nested parentheses here. So do the inside one first. What is 2 times minus 8?
Negative 16.
Plus 1.
And then you do the distributive property.
Well, let's solve minus 16 plus 1. What is that?
Minus 15.
Now you multiply.
Okay.
And that's all we're going to do on every one of these, is we're going to merely substitute into the equation, or it's not an equation, it's an expression. In other words, for b, the expression is x minus 6 divided by 4 minus 1, and we want to substitute for x minus 14. That's all it is. So minus 14 minus 6 all over 4 minus 1. Now it's just a question of simplifying this.
Yeah.
What's the numerator?
Do you do 14 minus 16?
Minus 14 minus 6.
So it'd be negative 20.
Over 4 Minus 1. And now what is negative 20 divided by 4?
Negative 5.
So now it's minus 5 minus 1, and what does that equal to?
Negative 6.
That's it. That's all there is to these.
Okay.
So how about C?
Okay.
We have minus 2m squared plus 10, and we want to evaluate it when m is equal to minus 6.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
let's do it step by step. Don't try to do it all at once. So the first thing I'm going to do is what?
You're going to do negative 6 times negative 6.
I'm going to plug in negative 6 for m,
Okay.
like that,
Yeah.
plus 10, and now simplify.
Okay.
What should we do first in terms of simplifying that?
Do the negative 6 first.
Okay, what is negative 6 squared?
36.
So what's my next line?
Negative 2 times 36, I think,
Correct?
plus 10.
Now what?
And then do we multiply 2 and
Distribute.
36?
Yep, distribute. So that's minus 72 plus 10, and what's that equal to?
Minus, yeah, no. Minus 62,
Okay,
I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
okay, let's look at D. So D is K times K divided by K times K divided by K.
Okay. Wait, are those...
Well, I'm not quite sure why they're trying to confuse you here, but it doesn't matter. If we substitute 9 for K, what do we get? Well, it might matter as to how we write this. In other words, it's not 100% clear how we're supposed to write this. Well, let's think PEMDAS.
Okay.
What goes first, multiplication or division?
Multiplication.
So it's K times K divided by K times K all divided by K.
Okay.
So that's really the way to write it.
Yeah.
Then how do you solve that? What's the next step in solving that?
Put N.
Okay, we want to solve it for K equals 9, but we could actually simplify this considerably first.
Yeah.
In other words, we don't have to substitute K for 9 and solve 9 times 9 divided by 9 times 9 divided by 9. We can do it immediately by solving this fraction. How do you divide by a fraction?
What?
How do you divide by a fraction?
Divide by a fraction?
Yeah, in other words, if I said, what is 1/3 divided by 1/4? How would I do that?
You would line them up and then find a common denominator.
No, that's adding or subtracting.
Oh,
But
so,
multiplying and dividing fractions is actually a lot easier. All I do is I flip the bottom and multiply.
yeah.
So that's the same as this.
Yeah.
So that would be equal to 4/3. Okay,
Yeah.
well, same thing up here. I'm going to flip the bottom and multiply. So I have K times K, and I'm going to multiply it by K divided by K times K. Now, what process can I use to simplify this?
PEMDAS.
I don't need PEMDAS. The K's cancel. The bottom two with the top two.
Oh. Okay.
and I'm left with k, or 9,
Yeah.
because k equals 9. But notice that if k would have been 3, I still could have done it this way and simplified it to k, and k would have just been 3.
Yeah.
The thing is, I didn't really need to substitute 9 into that expression. I needed to simplify that first. Whatever I came out with, which was k, now I can just substitute directly.
Right.
All right. What else we got? Should we go to a different section, 4 or 5?
Yeah. Yeah, just do 4 or 5.
Okay. So we got x plus 3x minus 3 plus 2x squared plus 8 minus 5x. So
Yeah.
we want to simplify, which means gathering all like terms.
Okay.
And the first term we're going to write is going to be the x that has the highest power on it.
Yeah.
So what is that?
Is that 3x?
This one right here. The highest power is that power right there. By highest power, I meant the highest exponent.
Oh, okay.
So we always write that term first.
Yeah.
Okay, that gets rid of that. Now we want to write all of the x's. How many x's do we have? We have one there, there, and over there. What is that total?
Is that 3x or?
Well, this is a 1x. So we have 1x plus 3x, so this is 4x. Minus 5x is minus x.
Okay.
So minus x takes care of that one, and that one.
Okay.
And what do we have left? Just two numbers. What do they combine to?
Negative 5 or 5.
Plus 5.
Yeah.
So that's what that simplifies to.
Okay.
And that's all we're supposed to do. In other words, we're not supposed to try to factor this now. Okay, let's look at B. Let's just kind of do it from scratch. We're going to list the y squared term first.
Okay.
How many of those do we have?
We have 2.
Plus or minus?
1 plus 1 minus.
Well, put them together. How many do we have?
We have minus 2y squared.
Okay. In other words, that's combining this term and this term.
Yeah.
Now how about the x's? Let's combine all the x's.
Okay. We have 3, 4, 5. We have positive 4x's.
Okay.
Plus 4x.
And let's see, we got rid of that term, that term, that term. The only thing we have left are these two numbers. What do they combine to?
Minus 8.
There you go.
Okay.
This one, how many x? It doesn't really matter whether we list the x terms or the y terms first. What we want to list is the highest power first. So let's start with x squareds. How many of those do we have?
We only have 1x squared.
Well, there's 2 of them right there.
Or 2x squared, yes.
Okay. About y squareds.
3. Minus 3.
Okay. Now how about x's alone?
We just have 1. So minus
Y, how about y's alone?
we also have plus y. I
Plus
think.
30. Plus 30y.
Okay.
Okay? And then there's this xy term there, and there's only one of those.
Yeah.
So that's plus 4xy. And then last but not least is a number. What number?
14.
Minus 14. And that's all that we can do. In other words, we have combined all like terms.
Yeah.
We only have this many x squareds, we only have this many y squareds, we have this many x's, this many y's, this many x times y's, and this many numbers.
Okay.
And finally, D. How many, I see a squared term here and a squared term over there.
Okay.
How many y squareds do we have?
One? No. I don't know. Is that 0?
Yep.
Is that 9?
Yep.
Okay.
So there's no y squareds. Are there any x's?
No.
How many xy's do we have?
0.
The only thing left is the numbers. How many numbers do we have?
Is that plus 30? So positive 30?
That's the answer.
Huh, okay. Alright. And then 4-6 next.
Okay. Distribute the first one for me.
Would that be 6x minus 21?
And the second one? Hold on.
Negative 2x minus 14.
What's minus 2 times minus 7?
Positive 14. Plus 5x.
Now simplify.
Do you take away the...
Gather all like terms. How many x's do we have?
3?
How many numbers do we have?
14.
There's your answer.
Okay. How would you do that one?
Well, their instructions don't make any sense, so I can only assume that they want us to factor this and turn it into 5 times x plus 2. See how I do that? In other words, I'm looking for a number, the biggest number that I can find that divides into both of these terms. And that would be 5. 5 divides into 5x, and 5 divides into 10. So
Yeah.
I can factor this expression into 5 times x plus 2.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'm not really using the distributive property. It's already been distributed. C and D are kind of doing what A and B in reverse. In other words, had they given you A as 6x minus 21, you could have factored out the 3 and written it as 3 times 2x minus 7. Well, the same thing with 5x plus 10. I can factor out the 5 and write it 5 times the quantity x plus 2.
Yeah.
So how about D? Let's do that same thing. What can we factor out of D?
8.
Does 8 divide into 12?
No.
So what's the greatest common factor that divides into both 8x and 12y?
Probably 4, I think.
Exactly. Now what's left over after we divide 4 into both of those terms?
4x, 2x, plus 4, I think.
Divide that by 4.
3.
3y.
3y.
In other words, after you've factored out something, you have to make sure that if you remultiplied it, you would end up with what you started with. In other words, if I said distribute this, you'd get 8x plus 12y.
Yeah.
So this problem is factor it, is what they meant to say.
Okay.
In other words, their instructions make sense for A and B, but they don't make sense for C and D. There's no distributing going on here. There's factoring.
Okay.
Okay. What happens if I hit step 1? Will it show me? Yeah, factor out 5 from both terms.
Okay. Yeah.
And the answer, 5 times x plus 2. Okay. So you want to go to 4-7 next?
Those are graphs. 4-7 and 4-8 are graphs. So I think you can do 4-9, I think.
Okay. Is there a reason you don't want to do these?
We can.
Okay. Let's do at least one of them.
Alright.
Make an XY table. When x equals 0, what is y equal to?
X squared.
No, plug in 0 for x, and what do you get for y?
0.
Okay, when x is equal to 1, what is y equal to?
Is it 2?
What's 1 squared?
1.
What's this?
1.
Negative 1. 2 minus
Negative.
1.
Oh, yeah.
If 2 minus 1 is 1, then 1 minus 2 can't be 1.
Yeah.
Whenever you subtract a bigger number from a smaller number, your answer is always negative.
Okay.
And when x is equal to 2, what is y?
Before. Would it be 2?
Well, what's
Or
2 squared minus 2 times 2?
It'd be 4. 4 minus 4. 0.
0. And when x is equal to 3, the last one we'll figure.
Okay.
What's this number?
It'd be 9 minus 6.
Okay. So there's our table. Now let's graph it. This is the y-axis, this is the x-axis.
Yeah.
So I know that when x is 0, y is 0. So that points on the curve.
Okay.
When x is 1, y is negative 1.
Yeah.
So this point is on the curve. When x is 2, y is 0 again. When x is 3, y is 3. So there's my points. If I want to connect them, there would be the curve that I would get by graphing those points. And if you know quadratics are always parabolas, then that's what this thing has to look like, is a parabola. Okay? Does your graph look like a full parabola? If not, add more points to your table and complete the picture. Well, you'll notice that when I only had 4 points, this is the only part of the graph I could connect.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only reason I know that it's a parabola is because it's y equal x squared minus 2x, and that is a quadratic all quadratics are parabolas. So I personally know that this has to extend upward like this.
Yeah.
But if I didn't know that and I wanted to figure out what it did over here, what value of x should I put in to figure out what y would be?
You'd have to do negative.
-1. So let's add another spot to our table. Let's let x be -1. What is y when x is -1? -1 squared minus 2 times -1.
It'd be 1 minus 2, which is 1.
Okay, these two minus signs turn into a plus.
Yeah.
So it's 1 plus 2, or 3.
Okay.
So when I go to the x point of -1 right there, I got to go up to 3. So there's the point on my curve, and notice that connects very nicely with this point, and if I keep doing that, I'm going to see a full parabola.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to 4. What's 4.8 have to say? Is that graphing also?
I don't think so.
You want to do this problem?
Sure.
Okay. Are you expected to be able to do this problem?
Yeah.
Okay. So she won $12,500 gambling. Plus a sports car, plus 2 airline tickets, and 5 pieces of furniture. That's what she won.
Yeah.
And then after that, she made one more bet, and it said, double your prize. She instantly became the show's biggest winner ever, earning twice the amounts of all of her previous prizes. So what was her final amount that she won?
She won,
Twice 12.5 is 25,000.
and she won 2 sports cars,
2 sports cars,
4 airline tickets.
and 10 pieces of furniture.
Yeah.
Well, a week later, she got 25,000, a sports car, 4 airline tickets, and 5 pieces of furniture. She felt cheated. What was wrong? She's missing what? She didn't get everything she had coming to her.
Yeah.
What did she not get?
She did not get furniture.
She didn't get 2
Yeah.
sports cars. She only got 1 sports car. She was supposed to get 2.
Oh, yeah.
How many pieces of furniture was she supposed to get?
15? Or no, 20?
Look at my picture. The right side is twice what the left side is.
Yeah.
10 pieces of furniture is twice 5.
Yeah.
So she's supposed to get 10 pieces of furniture. She only got 5, so she's missing a sports car and 5 pieces of furniture.
Okay.
So that's what was wrong.
Yeah.
This is good, having these online like this.
Yeah.
Much better than me bringing the problems, because I don't know that you're doing this kind of stuff if we just are talking about it. All right, write the equation represented by that diagram.
Okay.
Well, I have to admit I'm a little mystified by what they're doing here. I'm sure that they have their reason for doing this like this. Do you know what these mean?
Kind of.
Okay, tell me what's missing here that I'm not seeing.
So, okay. So you need to simplify it first.
Oh,
That'd be
okay, so, well, I'm not sure what this, so I'm going to plug in +1 for the gray square.
yeah.
So, +1, and then am I going to take it to a power of -1?
No. Okay, so see, you have 3 minus 1s and 1 plus 1. So that 1 plus 1 cancels out 1 minus 1.
Okay. And is this supposed to be a fractional bar here?
No, so it'd just be -2.
Okay, so the top is -2. I get that.
-2. And then it'd be,
What's this
plus-
supposed to mean?
that's a negative x, I think.
Where's the negative sign come from?
But see, since it's hollow, not solid.
Ah. So we're evaluating each of these quadrants separately?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is -x.
Negative x.
Why are these 3 squares located where they're located?
I don't know. There's no like specific way that they have to be located. So then that'd be -3.
In front of the x or after the x? Like this?
Here, you can click on the hint if you need
Oh,
to.
there we go. Yeah, because I've never seen a problem like this. The top left box is equal to 1 plus -3. The bottom left box is equal to -x minus a -x, so that's how they get minus 2x. Okay, the top right box is a -3, I get that, for these 3, but then plus a -x. Okay, so it was a -x minus 3. It was that for the top right.
Yeah.
And then the bottom right is +2
That'd be like, yeah.
plus x.
Yeah.
So how do they get this? How do they get -2 plus x?
Because
Oh, this minus sign?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And then if you need more help, you can press this step 1.
Yeah.
And
No,
then that leaves you.
no, I don't even like this problem very much. Not quite sure what they're trying to teach you here.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on. What was that, 410 next? All right. Simplify this one.
Okay. That would be 2x squared. Plus 11x and then it'd be 4y, so minus 4y, I think.
Minus 4y, right? And then what about the numbers?
And then you have minus 3.
Okay. That's as good as we can do.
Yeah.
Okay, how about B?
It would be minus 2x squared, and then minus x.
Okay, we got a 2x here. We got a minus x and a minus 3x. Combine all three of those terms.
So, and then, so would it be minus 2x?
Uh-huh.
And then you have minus 8.
Right. Okay, and number C.
So you would have 3y, so that'd be 0.
Okay.
And then you have, so then, y, yeah, so 30y minus 16y minus 14y, right?
What is that? It's 30 minus 14 minus 16.
Wouldn't it be 0?
Uh-huh. So we have no y squareds. We have no y's. Only thing left is the numbers.
Which is 0.
There's your answer.
Okay.
How about D?
So 5, okay, so that's 0.
Okay.
And then you add 0. So then you have 13, 7y, I think, no.
We have 13 and 10.
23y minus 6, no. 23y, and then you have
How many x's do we have?
2.
We have minus 10 and we have minus 6.
Oh, okay. So then you would do, that'd be minus 16x.
Right. There's your answer.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. You've got to be kidding me. Use your pattern finding techniques. That's hard to do on this one. This is a complicated pattern that they're trying to hide here.
Yeah.
I can kind of spot it. Yeah, I get it now. Just figured it out. Notice that the y is x squared plus 1.
Yeah.
In other words, if we square 4, we get 16. Add 1 to it, we get 17. If we square 8, we get 64. Add 1 to it, we get 65. If we square 3, we get 9. Add 1 to it, we get 10. We square minus 2, we get 4. Add 1 to it, we get 5. So when we square minus 6 and add 1 to it, what do we get?
37?
Yep. So this figure is 37.
Okay.
Notice that this is 0 squared plus 1.
Uh-huh.
This is 25 plus 1. So what is this one?
50?
dying to see what their hint is. What is 4 squared? What about 8 squared and 3 squared? Okay.
And then you click on more help, and then it shows the answer.
Well, we got the right answer. In other words, we came up with the pattern that y was equal to x squared plus 1. And once we come up with that pattern, our answers are 37 and 50.
Yeah.
That's a tough problem to ask you to figure out that pattern. By tough, I mean I'm not quite sure why they did that. Are we on to this lesson plan yet?
No. I haven't
Well,
gotten there yet. I think that's next week's.
okay. Let's do one of these anyway, because I know you know how to do these. We were doing these when I was at your house that time.
Yeah.
Gather all your x's, gather all your numbers, put all your x's on one side, put all your numbers on the other.
Yeah, okay. So, can we do like plus x?
Yeah. Let's add x to each side. Okay.
And that'd be 7 minus 2x equals 1.
Okay.
And then subtract 7 from both sides.
What's 1 minus 7?
Negative 6.
So now we have minus 2x equals negative 6, and what's the final step to solve this?
You divide by negative 2 on both sides. And then you get x equals 3.
Right. Okay. And let's do this one. What's the first step going to be here? Get rid of the parentheses.
Okay.
Always. In other words, you want to eliminate parentheses. So how do I get rid of the parentheses? What do I replace it with? So I got minus 2 plus 3x equals what?
Do you just solve what's in the parentheses?
Distribute that negative sign. In other words, it's like there's a negative 1.
So negative x plus negative 6.
Negative x minus 6.
Okay.
Okay, now gather all your terms.
Add 6. Or,
Okay, yeah, that's fine. You can do it that way. So if I add 6, what do I get?
Then you get negative 8 plus 3x.
Okay, if I add 6, I'm adding 6. So what is a plus 6 and a minus 2 equal to?
Oh, would you get 4?
So 4 plus 3x equals minus x, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now what?
Do you minus 3x?
Okay, so that'll get rid of it from the left side. What's it give me on the right side?
4x minus 4x.
Minus 4x. Okay, what's the last step?
Then you divide by negative 4. And you get negative 1. Yeah.
Right. Okay. if she can write 500 words in an hour, and she writes an essay and it only takes her 10 minutes, hold on one second. Hello? Okay. I can. I'm right in the middle of a session. Could I perhaps call you back when I'm done? What was your name again? Jamie? What's your phone number, Jamie? Uh-huh. Okay. I'll get back to you this evening. Thank you. Bye-bye. Sorry about that. I don't usually take phone calls, but I'm always afraid it's my next appointment that maybe they're trying to cancel or something. So I'm reluctant to not take it if I have an appointment afterwards. And I do.
Yeah.
So let's get back to this problem. If you can do 500 words in an hour and you write an essay and it only takes you 10 minutes, how many words would be in that essay?
Would you have 50?
Well, let's look at it like this. We have 500 words per 1 hour, but I can write that as 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So how many words per minute does she write?
5?
Well, it'd be 500 divided by 60. What's that? You have a calculator handy?
Not right now, no. Here, I'll get one.
Okay.
Okay.
So what's 500 divided by 60?
8.33, and then the little line over it.
Means it repeats.
Yeah.
So that's how many words per minute she can write.
Yeah.
Okay, so if she can write 8.33 words per minute, how many words is she going to write in 10 minutes?
16.
When we multiply this by 10,
Multiply.
8.33 by 10. In other words, we took this ratio and converted it to words per 1 minute. She writes 8 1/3 words every minute.
Okay.
So how many words is she going to write in 10 minutes?
83.
Yeah. 83 1/3.
Yeah.
So approximately how many words? 83 words.
Yeah.
That makes sense, because if we can write 83 words in 10 minutes, an hour is 6 times that. So if I multiply that by 6, I should get 500, and that's exactly what I get.
Yeah.
There's various ways this problem could be done. You could also set it up as a ratio. You could say 500 words per 60 minutes is equal to X words per 10 minutes. And now just solve for X. Well, how do I solve for X? Multiply both sides by 10, and I get 5,000 divided by 60, or 83.333. So there's a number of ways you could look at this problem. Personally, I think the best way to do it is to come up with a words per minute. And then no matter how many minutes they give you, you can always multiply that words per minute times however many minutes. In other words, if I knew she wrote 8.333 words per minute, I can tell you how many words she's going to write in 13 minutes. Just multiply 13 times that number. So once I've converted it to words per minute, I can answer any question about how many minutes would apply.
Yeah.
All right. Why don't we stop there?
Okay.
We got through quite a bit of material here. It's nice to get ahead of your class a little bit.
Yeah.
Should make it a little easier when you go to cover this information. Should make it a little easier for you.
Yeah. I got my grade up in that class.
Yeah? What'd you get?
I got up from a C to a B.
Very good. Very good. Let's see. This is your regular time, 5:30 on Thursdays. That still work for you? Next Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. I will text directly to your phone the meeting ID number.
Okay.
Okay? And I will change it to your number. That's your cell phone number, 6311?
Yes.
And you'll always have that at 5:30 on Thursdays? So I'll be able to text you the meeting ID number? Sounds
Most likely,
good?
yeah.
I will talk to you next Thursday, Winter. Have a good week.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
All right.